Alright, back again. Today we got out the old PC Engine CD-ROM 2 interface, and I figured we could put in this game here. Genji Tsushin Agedama. So, let's pop that in, play some of that. Now, this game here is pretty wild. It's basically like a side-scrolling action shooter. Pretty heavy emphasis on the shooting part, because that's pretty much all you do throughout the game is just shooting. This intro here is not very long, so I guess we'll let it go for a few seconds and then jump into the game. If you're familiar with, or if you're a big fan of Japanese manga or anime, Genji Tsushin Agedama was actually a pretty popular series for anime, so if you think you've seen some of the characters before, you probably have if you're into that. Now at the beginning here, the music and the intro, you know, it's not super special or anything like that, but once you get into the game, it's got some pretty good music to it. Let's jump into it here. This first part says, save or protect Japan. So as you notice, the screen is constantly scrolling to the right. And up at the top, you'll notice you have ka, ta, ha, and ma. And along the way, what you'll do is you'll wind up getting different letters to complete the chart up at the top. And right now, the strongest attack that we have is ta. Here's ha, right here. Now we can do a little bit stronger attack. The thing about this game is that you really got to try and get those attacks if you can, because if you don't, you're going to wind up messing yourself up. You're not going to have a lot of opportunities to wind up getting those back. So anytime you see one of those letters, you want to pick them up. Also with the jumping sequencing, if you just press the 1 button, you'll wind up jumping this high, but if you press up and the 1 button, you'll actually jump higher, which can be kind of tricky, especially if you're not used to it. And the way to get those letters up the top, or the stronger moves, is to hold down button 2 and release when you come across the move that you'd like to do. For example, ta right there, ka, and then ha. So, like I said, the key point that you want to focus on here is making sure you get those letters. These are kind of like the mini bosses here, like halfway marker bosses. Those letters come out at strange points, so just gotta keep your eye out. And in this game here, you'd think that in a lot of these spaces you'd wind up falling and dying, but in all actuality, what happens is you just take a few hits. There's our ma. Now this one gets a little bit cooler. And throughout the game, like the really strong ones, like if you get all the way up to a da, there's kind of like this skull that pops out of the ground and just shakes the ground. It's pretty cool. But graphically, it's a pretty sharp looking game. Music, it's got a nice little beat to it. All around, it's not super challenging either, so, I mean, if you're just getting into shooters, I would classify this one a shooter, but it's not super difficult. Up in the upper top corner, you can notice your life bar. It's represented by those red dots up at the top, and in each stage, right here, by touching this, you can get your health refilled. And if you notice the girl on her vest or on her shirt, she actually has the little red swish, and that's the health mark there. There is a lot of flashing going on in this game, though. So if you don't have it and you can't find it and you try to emulate it, I'm guessing that your character is probably going to wind up disappearing half the time, just because of the way the game's made. Alright, here's our first boss. And that's the end of that. Yeah, so when you watch this video and you see a lot of flashing going on, that's not the camera and that's not the TV, but it's actually the game. There's just a lot of it going on. This stage, for some reason, reminds me a lot of Sonic. I think it's maybe just the colors they used, maybe the background. Alright. Here's another little mini sub-boss here. Not very challenging. Ooh. But if you do miss a jump, and it's in a spot where it's really hard to get back on the platform, you'll wind up just getting hit and hit and hit over and over again, so you gotta be careful with that stuff. Go back up here, get a little bit more health. Skip out of that. This part gets a little bit challenging. Ah. Here's our second boss. She's getting there. There we go. Yeah, I suppose I wouldn't recommend this game to people who suffer from like any sort of seizures or anything like that, because there's a lot of strobing going on, kind of like the Pokemon stuff. In this stage, this is where you can get like the top weapon, as long as I don't miss it. Let's see. That's Ha. Just an all-around wild, kind of fun game to play. You know, something a little different. Where is the da? There we go. Now, if you let this one charge up here, this is our kind of mega attack, which is pretty cool. And you gotta wait for it to turn colors, not just turn white, but it actually has to, you have to see the colors kind of in the background. If not, like right here, that's when you can use it. So it's got a bit of a charge up here. Still, nonetheless, pretty fun to use. Problem is, like, if you're just holding it down while you're going, and you keep it held down, then what's going to happen eventually is that you're just going to wind up using it at times like this when you really don't want to. You just want to use a regular shot. So it's kind of a little bit of a trick here. You got to watch out how far you got it charged up, and then let go at the appropriate time. again. Just fill me up and let me go. But yeah, just wanted to let you take a look at Genji Tsushin Agedama for the PC Engine and let you see what kind of game it is. And yeah, it's a great game. If you have the chance, I would totally recommend picking it up. It's a lot of fun, and that's all for me for right now. But like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.